What's up to all my No Limit soldiers out there? This your boy, you feel me? No Limit album reviews. And right now we're gonna talk about this Sean P. Diddy sex trial case. This is a little different, you know what I mean? But I wanted to dip into this because this is so interesting, y'all. It's crazy. Because I mean, growing up as a No Limit fan, and then you always kind of keep in contact or you keep close proximity to what the other big time moguls are doing within the industry, right? So you're looking at the Suge Knights, and you're looking at the Jay Princes, and you're looking at the Jay Z's, and you're looking at the Sean P Diddy Combses, and you're looking at all these major players within the music industry as a hip hop fan. You feel me? And then just given the history of hip hop, I'm from California, y'all, so I just really grew up loving Tupac originally before moving on to Master P, right? In that whole dynasty right there. But in that realm of the Tupac part, you always get into the beef, the East Coast West Coast thing, and all that. And then as I became older, became an adult, and then we kind of get into learning more about Bad Boy Records and how really it was P Diddy and Suge Knight's kind of beef that really sparked everything as far as hip hop and drama goes, as far as the East Coast West Coast things. But off of that, man, I mean, like, and if you really read and really investigate Diddy's story, even as a child, and the death of his father and who his father really was or wasn't, let's say that, and you feel me, and just the lifestyle that Diddy lived growing up and in college, and then him hooking up with with the head executive for the record label, um, and how it could have been some extra um, extraordinary things happening between man in the bedrooms, and we find out this other Caucasian man who's the head of the record label that Diddy was under is actually likes men, and he was married to a woman, but then he actually is attracted to man, and then Diddy's relationship with with his mentor. Escaping my name right now, but he passed away a few years ago. He's a legend in the game as well. The guy who had Heavy D and all them. Forgive me for forgetting his name. But anyway, put it in the comments below if y'all know his name. Also hit like and subscribe if y'all down with this information that I'm putting out right now. Appreciate that a lot. It helps the algorithm, helps push out No Limit album reviews to a bunch of other people who may be interested, not just in the Diddy stuff, but our core foundation is represented for the tank. You feel me? No Limit forever. Anyway, and so when you kind of dig into that, and then you find out that Diddy, man, the whole time, even as a child, I mean, like, his name was Puff Daddy because he used to huff and puff around when he used to get angry. Like, he was a child then, now he's grown, but just kind of how that whole thing just stuck with him the whole time. And he's been out here, you know, just doing all these crazy things to all these women. Now, Sean Diddy Combs trial continues after Kid Cudi testimony. Now, Kid Cudi, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm strictly No Limit, so I'm not really too familiar with Kid Cudi and his music and all that. But I've heard of the name before, so it's a very popular name. So we're just gonna go forward with that. So today in court, hearing. So there's also a former makeup artist for Sean Combs, who used to do the makeup, of course, for Cassie, and she testified as well today. And then earlier today, Kid Cudi, he did his testimony, and allegedly he's done testifying. He got questioned by both sides, and he's done. He won't be coming back. But let's just kind of hear about what happened. So with Kid Cudi, who had a brief relationship with Ventura, that's Cassie, testified about his interactions with Combs, P. Diddy, the diddler. Uh, Ventura testified last week that she endured physical and sexual abuse from Combs, and detailed how he orchestrated drug fuse, sex. Okay, we know about the freak off stuff. All right, we good with the freak off stuff. We're not gonna go into the freak off stuff. Just want to really kind of. Jury sees photos of Ventura wearing makeup by Morales that Morales did. So, defense attorney shows the jury photos of Cassie from a music video shoot for Wiz Khalifa song called Black and Yellow. What? She was in that video? I didn't even know. Uh, who is on the stand now? Ventura's makeup artist for the shoot. Before the jury entered, the defense argued to admit photos like this to push back on Ventura's previous statement that Diddy Combs uh, stifled her career, and the freak-offs he allegedly orchestrated took time away from her ability to pursue her career. This person told the court they also wanted to do what they wanted to do, to show the jury that Ventura had to spend time upkeeping her appearance for works, events, not just for free cost. Of course, you got to go outside. You feel me? You got to look presentable, especially if the cameras are on you. So that's not nothing. Uh, okay, they done with the questioning with the makeup artist. Assisting U.S. attorney is done with direct examination. Defense attorney Anna is being cross-examined by the makeup artist. Okay. Makeup artist says she didn't call the police when she saw Ventura's injuries because she feared Combs. Oh my goodness, how many times have we feared something? You feel me? Or how many times people have feared Combs for because of different things, right? The only person that seems not to have feared Combs has been Suge Knight, right? Everybody else kind of scared of this dude, right? Crazy. Um, Morella said that she had a friend whose doctor come to the house to check on Cassie out, to check Cassie Ventura out after she saw Ventura with injury. So this man done beat her up. They done had the doctors done come over to the house, and it kind of reminds me, when you got money like that, or even that's real legit money for the for the sakes, for the sake being real legit money. And so, you have people on staff, you feel me, doctors, lawyers, people who in law enforcement, and judges. Come on now. Come on, talk to me now. Even judges, you feel me? But so they had some doctors to come over to the house to check on her, but Ventura didn't want to go to the hospital, obviously. Now it reminds me of when we're talking about from the street perspective, when we're talking about the movie Bout It with Master P. Always gotta go back to the tank. Talking about the movie Battle with Master P. Remember Master P when he got shot in one scene about it, and he had to end up getting sent to his homeboy house. They called him the doctor, and he had any prescription that you could feel. He had it, but he had that connection in the hood. You feel me? And that's kind of really how it is out here in these streets. You feel me? When you got a little bit of change, you got to get some people on your team that have your back for all circumstances. You feel me? And so these people, they had doctors come to the house. The doctor examined the injuries to Ventura's face. Woo, look, that pretty tender face. Um, Her stomach and her ribs. Recommended Ventura go to the emergency room. The makeup artist comes in, blah, 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 blah. Ventura refused to go to the emergency room. Of course. I mean, she don't want to go. She don't want to. And it's just kind of the same thing when you hear the stories about, when you shout out to Gene Deal, Diddy's former security guard from back in like the 2000, the 90s when Biggie was alive. He kind of not testified, but he kind of spoke about the same things about when Diddy was dating his late baby mama, um, and she stabbed him with a screwdriver or something to that nature, I believe it was. And but she was hurt too, and she was in the hospital, and he had to go see her, Kim Porter, right? I'm talking about Kim Porter. And so like these incidences with these hospitals and Kim Porter happened, and I believe in the late 90s or early 2000s. And so I can imagine that Puffy or Diddy or the dealer has learned from them kind of quote unquote mistakes, right? And he's trying to say, okay, well, I don't want, I don't want these people to go to the doctor, but this is not him telling her not to go. This is her own will not going. But she's probably kind of recollection. That's not the right word I'm looking for. She's probably recalling those kind of things that had happened in Diddy's previous relationships and don't want to draw attention to him or herself. And so she's going ahead and she doesn't want to go to the doctor. But now look, everybody knows. So I mean, like, come on now. Makeup artist. She was a makeup artist of Soccer Train. Soccer Train. Uh, let's see. A makeup artist for Ventura had injuries following 2010 hotel argument with Combs. Let's see. So wait a minute. Let's go back. Makeup artist Ventura had injuries. Okay, so Ventura had injuries. The makeup artist, a former makeup artist for Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie, saw Ventura with injuries to her face around the Grammy weekend 2010. Somebody pull up some pictures for that. Put that, grab a video, put the link in the comments below if you can find pictures or pictures. If you can find videos from that time. Morales testified under the examination by his attorney after going to a party at Prince's house. We're talking about the artist formerly known as Prince. Come on now. They done went to a party at Prince's house, which is some stuff about that too. People think that Prince knew some stuff about Diddy and allowed him to have a party at his house because Prince allegedly had cameras in his house to capture some of these things that Diddy probably was not aware of the cameras. And so it's alleged out there, a rumor out there right now that, and we all know that Prince has passed on, right? Passed on a few years ago. RIP to the great the late great Prince, that Prince may have had some evidence against Diddy that probably was never released. But the thing is, somebody got those. Maybe somebody has that footage, and somebody probably needs to come forward with that right about now. Would be a good time. Anyway, this party at Prince's house, and Ventura went back to the hotel room and said Combs came into the room later, saying, "Where the is she?" Uh, Combs went into the room where Ventura was and closed the door. Morales heard yelling and screaming. I was just frantic and I didn't know what to do, Morales said. I mean, as a makeup artist, you're there to do the makeup. You happy just to be around these people for the most part. Probably getting paid a decent salary more than a regular quote unquote makeup artist that works at a movie theater or something, or a theater in general. Um, and something like this is happening. You're probably not expecting it, so for something this traumatic to be happening. So what do you do, right? I mean, in kind of normal situation with normal people, you would probably just try to maybe just get out of the situation, get out of the room, get out of the space of the area, and even in some cases, of course, call the police. But we're talking about Diddy right now. He got, allegedly $1 billion, or at least half a billion. And so, and he's paying your salary. So what do you do? Right now, if you work at Costco and you're the stocker, and then you see, and you see your supervisor beating up his girlfriend, like, what do you do? Right? So it's just like, come on now. Like, we know the moral thing to do is to interject and help in, but as a female, what do you do in that situation, right? For males, kind of, pretty much jump in there, separate, at least try to stop the violence from happening. Even though these males who were around Diddy, they didn't do that, right? Even the guy testified earlier, the former assistant of Diddy, said he felt bad afterwards. He stopped working at Bad Boy. He felt bad because he knew morally he could have stepped in and helped, and he didn't do anything to help in the situations that he had seen. So anyway, let's keep going. Um, she had a swollen eye, a busted lip, not on her head. See, Diddy, you gotta. I mean, man, come on now. Morales testified she worked for Combs until 2005, later becoming Ventura's makeup artist. So she worked for Sean Diddy Combs from the year 2000 to 2005. So that's a 5 years. Is this the same time in 2000? I know he was dating Kim Porter in the late 90s. They had the kids together. He was also dating Jennifer Lopez. And I think this is around like 99, 2000. Or maybe Lopez was before. Maybe Lopez, because Biggie died 97. So he might have been dating Lopez 98, 99. I'm not too sure. She's also done work for Rihanna. Morales said, people like Rihanna a lot, and I think she's pregnant right now with ASAP Rocky's child. I think they're married or something to that nature. But also ASAP Rocky's father used to know Diddy back in the days. And allegedly, according to Gene Deal in his interviews, there was some kind of misunderstanding with some money between ASAP Rocky's father, who was called ASAP Ferg, I believe. I could be wrong about the name, but I believe that was his name, Ferg, ASAP Ferg, and Diddy from back in like the early 90s. And I don't know the story completely, but that's another connection about Diddy having issues with people. And then look at this man, I believe ASAP Ferg, I don't know, I don't want to say nothing bad because I don't know the situation. But um, anyway, and this makeup artist is working for Rihanna, and Rihanna is, having the child of ASAP Rocky, who ASAP Rocky's dad was in some kind of business back in the days with Diddy. This is crazy. Look at this, connect the dots, baby. You feel me? She started doing Ventura's makeup regularly. Bad Boy Records in 2007. When she signed to Bad Boy in 2007, we were close. She was like a little sister. Did Ventura makeup, and she actually did her makeup again in 2021, a couple years ago. Well, a few years ago now. Sean always made sure that her look was perfect, so he had to report back. So they had to report back to him with pictures. I wonder why. Maybe because he wanted to make sure that those marks that he left on her were not visible. Combs, former makeup artist, called to the stand. Morales, Sean Diddy Combs, his ex-girlfriend Cassie. Judge is back on the bench. Judge, okay, let me line this real quick. And is back on the bench following the lunch break. The lawyers are discussing some issues before the jury. The jury has been dismissed for lunch. What's happened? What happened in court now? Okay, we got Kid Cudi testimony. Break in from Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi basically, I'm summing this up because my wife was calling me. Kid Cudi basically said that he was in a relationship with Cassie, and that his car got blown up, and that that Cassie was allegedly playing Kid Cudi and Diddy at the time, so she was going between both of them, and that's basically Kid Cudi's testimony in general. And then we got the assistant captain, which I talked about. He was a witness. He witnessed the violence. He testified. 3 instances where the witness violence from Combs, twice with Cassie, once on a private jet, and then a later incident that year he saw Cassie with verbal injuries at Combs' home. Right. I mean, he's beating up people on jets. And this is crazy. On planes, at his house, on vacation, in hotels. Like, he's in some of the most beautiful places in the world. They was in Jamaica. He beat her up. He's at the studio in his home beating her up. He's in these nice hotels beating her up. Like, this dude is wild, man. Oh, yeah. Lesson and Ben is under cross-examined. Kaplan said that Combs made his world so much bigger in such short period of time, remembering business lessons Combs imparted on him. I mean, and I'm gonna sum this up real quick. A lot of these people who make a lot of this money, when we talk about, the men who built America, a lot of these men who are up here who make billions of dollars and hundreds of millions of dollars, a lot of them, what you will find in history is that they were ruthless, not just as far as business, but as far as personality, as far as morals. They were ruthless, right? And then later on in life, they have a come to Jesus moment. And with that, we're going to end this. This is your boy, No Limit Album Reviews. Hope y'all appreciate this new little content we're putting out there. We're going to try to keep up our best with this little case. And we're going to bring out, of course, more content from the tank. And, of course, more content of trending topics that's happening. Let us know in the comments how you feel about the situation with the Diddy trial and what y'all think about Diddy in a relationship, even relationship with him and No Limit Records, right? The Bad Boy Records never worked with No Limit Records. And now we kind of see why P stayed away from Bad Boy Records, right? Salute. Peace. Free C Murder. He not guilty.